What's up, guys? We got another one, and this one is men and their horrible communication skills. Will they ever learn? I can't wait to dive into this one. So let's do that, shall we?
I have to do a quick rant because I'm sick and tired of women, myself and my friends, going through this constantly and having the same conversation about men and their communication. Trying to get a man to communicate is like when you take off the tag of your jeans and you have that small thread that just is so stubborn and doesn't want to come out. That's what it feels like sometimes when you want to communicate with a man.
That sounds like the reverse, if you ask me, guys. That sounds like women. Okay, communication. Guys, let's talk about it for a second. All right, men are easy to communicate with, if you ask me. We're very simple creatures. Very simple. If you send us to the grocery store and we are saying we're going to get milk and cookies, guess what? We're going to get milk and cookies, guys. We're not coming back 2 hours later with everything else under the sun but milk and cookies, guys. That's what women do. Okay? Communication skills. The problem is a lot of women want men to be mind readers. They expect us to automatically assume certain things in certain scenarios. And if we don't do that, then guess what? We're not communicating. That's as simple as that. If we don't say what they want us to say the way that they want it, we have bad communication skills, guys. Okay. Men are usually simple. We answer simple. Okay. We're yes, we're no. We get right to the point. Women want elaboration. If we do not elaborate, they get upset about that for some reason. Okay. They can elaborate all day for days, but that's not what we do. We don't do that. We just, if we're hungry, we'll tell you, hey, I'm hungry. They want, I'm telling you guys, they're going to tell us what they want, where they want it, how they want it made. Okay. How soon they want it. All right. We're different. We're just different. And it just seems to me that a lot of women out here still don't get that. Let's continue.
If you are not interested in someone after a few days, after a few weeks, any female or even myself would have more respect for a guy being upfront than someone just deciding to, I'm just going to slowly disappear and ignore her. Like, didn't your mother teach you anything? I have learned to just emotionally detach myself from a lot of these situations. Next, it's not that hard. But no, a male likes to make everything so difficult. So I feel really sorry for all us females.
Yeah, okay. I feel sorry for us men. You can flip that. Let's just flip it. And she made reference to somebody, I guess, who she was dating previously, probably. And he slowly just distances himself from her. Okay. And maybe if you looked at it from the other side, you may see something different. Okay. They're always talking from their perspective, of course. Right. And they call men selfish and they call us, egotistical and all these names under the sun. Right. But maybe he saw something that he didn't like and he realized, this is not the one. This chick is no. Okay. And I'm just going to, just dip. And hey, he was probably being nice. You know what I mean? He could have told her, you know what, bitch, I'm done. Or he could have just left her on silent and never spoke to her again. But at least whoever this guy was, he at least spoke to her and he slowly drifted away from her. He didn't just go in for the kill like some guys have done or will do. Okay. And women refuse to take accountability for things that happen to them a lot, especially when I'm talking about relationships, because this is a relationship based channel, guys, talking about that type of stuff. And one thing I've just over and over again that I have seen from a lot of these women in these videos is that they talk a good game about these men. They do. They talk a shit ton. All right. But when it comes to them taking accountability for the choices that they make, the guys that they choose, all right, even the way that they are personally, they cannot see that. They become Stevie Wonder when the tables are turned. They do not want to recognize that. And anytime you bring that to their attention, guess what? Now you're this, you're that. Okay. You're wrong. All right. They never want to do that. All these women who are 30 plus, 35 plus, all right, on these social media platforms, bitching and moaning about men. I bet you most of them have not sat down and looked at their own self in the mirror and said, you know what? I've had 5 failed relationships, 6 failed relationships in the past 5 or 6 years. Why is that? She'd tell herself that these guys are all assholes. All men are pieces of trash. That's what she typically would say, right? She would never think to say, is there something that I could have done? Is there something that I have been doing that may have resulted in my situation being this way? Could there be something that I did to these men, or something that I couldn't control, that made men look at me in a way as if they don't want to touch me anymore? They don't want me in their life anymore. They don't do that. Most do not do that, because if they did, they would fix that. They would be able to see that and say, you know what? I can change this. Let me change that. So the next guy that I end up being with won't have that. I won't have that issue with. But they refuse to look into themselves, guys, when it comes to that type of stuff, because men are always the ones that are wrong. Men are dogs. Men are this, men are that. That's what it is. And they don't blame themselves for taking initiative and picking their man. They have to choose this man. You have to allow this man to come into your home, come into your life, come between your legs. That is all up to you. And they don't take accountability for that either, right? They see this guy who calls them every day, texts them every day, wants to take them out, and they're telling this guy no constantly every day, right? They're not attracted to this guy. Oh, he can take me out to eat. He can spend money on me. He can give me things. But anything past that, anything that he needs reciprocated, it's not going to happen. But then you got this guy down the street, 6'1", handsome, chiseled. Okay. This guy can call her over there and Netflix and chill. No date, no taking out nowhere, none of that, right? She likes this guy. She wants this guy, but this guy wants nothing to do with her. That's how it works typically, guys. That's what happens. They're only going to do, she's not going to bitch and moan about a guy who, if she's into this guy and he's dating her, she's going to have nothing bad to say about men at all. Okay. But the moment he decides, man, this ain't working, or I'm tired of you, or it's just whatever, then men are all dogs. Right. I'm tired of women saying that they can't find a good man, or complaining about men, guys. There are plenty of them out there who would treat them like quote unquote queens that they claim that they are, but that's just not what they want. Anyway, that's going to do it for the video. I want to thank everybody for coming out and watching. If you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. Hitting that like and subscribe button will help out this channel. I am growing the community. It is a new channel. And for all the ones who are subscribed, guys, I love you dearly. And I will see you all in the next video.